Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Noxus map generator. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 on the northwestern side of the map, and we'll end with Team 2 on the southeastern side of the map. And as a reminder, this is Viewer Wednesday, which means this replay was submitted to me by one of you, so thank you so much. Their name is down in the description. Let's go ahead and introduce these players. Starting off with Team 1, we'll introduce the Snow White player of Razana. He is a Aeon for this match as a 1600. To his west, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Dorset playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1500. And rounding out the northern side for Team 1 in forest green, the best color, of course, it is Street Place playing as an Aeon. He is an 1100. Moving south, we have in royal blue, it is the Bali Clarion playing as a Cybern. He is a 1500. In light oak tan to his southeast is Pika Man playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1400. And rounding out Team 1, we have the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall at a 2300 rating. It is Tursto playing as UEF and Batman Gray. So the Team 1 side of the map, they have one UEF, one Cybern, 3 Aeons, and then one Seraphim. So all the factions represented on Team 1 side of the map. Taking a look at Team 2's Western player first, we have in Emerald Green, it is Quite Storm playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1700. In orange, the color orange to his east, we have the UEF of Ilmir. That's how you say his name. He is a 1400. And rounding out the southern edge, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Alex 666. He is an Aeon. He is an 1100. To his north in lightest red pink, we have the Cybern of Zabivalet. I will not try to pronounce that last name. G something. Anyway, he is a Cybern. He is a 1600. I'll call him Zab for short. To his north, actually technically northwest now, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Formozilla playing as a Cybern. He is a 1400 again in Chevy Crimson. And rounding out Team 2, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is the UEF of AmonRa as a 2000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 2. And for Team 2 side of the map, in terms of faction makeup, they have 2 UEF, 2 Cybern, 1 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. So all the factions are not only in the game, but also on each team. A little bit difference in distribution. Team 1's half Aeon, and then 1 of each of every other faction. Team 2 is a little bit more even at 2 Aeon, 2 UEF, 2 Cybern, and then 1 of the Aeons and Seraphim. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at, that is not great reclaim. 900 mass for 12 players. That's 80 mass a second. Not 80 mass a second. 80 mass total per player. That's not really even worth talking about at that point. We'll take a look at the mexes. There are a little bit more mexes than that, which is definitely good to see. We'll take a look at Team 1 side of the map. We'll say this one in the northeast is Team 1, and this one in the southwest is Team 2, at least for right now. And there's one Trimex position here and here. And we'll say also this one is Team 2's because it looks like they're just dotted right along the middle. There are mexes further back. We have a Trimex position here, and then as well here, and then there's another one here, and kind of a splattering of mexes. They're not really close to one another, but there's some mexes there to grab, and there's also a Trimex position there. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish positions for players to grab, so definitely worth writing home about and going after in terms of the extra mexes on the map. And there are mexes in the middle of the map for players that are definitely going to be fighting over those through the course of this map. We do see the first gun speed and range upgrade has been started for Pika Man. He's almost half done with that now. We do see 2 players from Team 2 on the southwestern side. Team 1, we have 2 players as well. We have Street Place and Bali Clarion from Team 1 versus Team 2's Alex 66 and Quiet Storm. We do see a 1v1 here between the first gun upgrade of Pika Man and then Team 2's Ymir. And then in the northeast, we have actually a no v1 scenario. They're kind of split apart, but really it is a 1v1. between Zab and Rosanna, and then we have Team 1's Dorset versus Team 2's Tormozilla. I think I'm saying that name right. Regular slot players, nobody has decided to stay on their main bases. We love to see that. Everybody moving around the map. Speed started on board. Street Place is calm. And we do see that Quiet Storm is going after this Team 1 PD emplacement. One wall section, one no wall section. We do see Alex is almost done with his, and then Quiet Storm's almost done with his. But Quiet Storm taking a lot of damage, already at 5.5 minutes on the clock, and dropping not super great. He's a little under half, but he's still in the yellow, though. So there is that to consider. We do see Team 1's player, Bali Clarion, is inbound. The first combi-com action has occurred between Team 1's Bali Clarion and technically Team 2's Quiet Storm and Alex66, just because they kind of were there all together. We do see Quiet Storm taking a lot of damage from these Team 1 PD emplacements. That's not looking good for him. 2,000 hit points and falling. Bomber is not helping things from Team 1. And those PD are probably actually going to kill off Quiet Storm right here. Oh, it's going to be close, and no, he doesn't get out of range, and even then he probably would have been bombed by Team 1's Bali Clarion. So the first blood goes to him, kills off Quiet Storm, and significantly reduces Alex's hit points. And he's about 50% now. He probably will get out of the T1 PD are gone, so that's not really a big issue now. But definitely going to look out what's going on down there, because he's not looking too hot. Northeastern corner, gun started here for Team 2, Zab. And for Tormozilla, we have Team 1's Terrasto going for gun, and Dorset going for gun as well. Speed also started on board at Street Places calm. We do see Team 1's first gun calm of Pika Man pushing back against Team 2's Eilmir here to the southwest. And the map, again, is pretty much just a flat map. I think there's a little bit of a hill to it, just barely. A little bit of ridges, but realistically, that's not going to impede realistically anything. And a couple of mountains in the corners, but again, those aren't really going to impede anything either. So it's just going to be a flat map in this desert. T2 started on board Eilmir's calm a little bit further back. We do see that Team 2's AmonRa does get handed over everything that once belonged to Quiet Storm, so he's now on double base. Advanced range started for Street Places calm, and Team 1's Bali Clarion continued to push back AmonRa's forces. Alex is falling back, probably going back to his Rigard slot position, which we do see T2 air is done for him. Team 1, no T2 air as of yet. Looks like that's the first upgrade of the game, I believe. And oh no, there's a land facility here, so, and another one there. So one of the first, I think, will be the way I'll phrase that, because I don't exactly know, at least as of right now, who was first. AmonRa, no gun on board. His calm Tursto does have gun on board, so that puts Team 1 at the advantage. Veterancy, it's about 33% of the way there, but I mean, it's not super close to get a jump in hit points. So that still will favor Team 1 in that regard. Northeastern corner is under lockdown from Team 1. We do see Rosanna's a little bit falling back, not engaging. Zab's calm, gun on board Team 2, gun on board, not on board for Team 1. Dorset pushing back against Tormozilla here. Team 1, PD emplacement, not going to have a fun time there. Is able to shoot at Dorset for a little bit, and we do see that Tormozilla is now engaging. Advanced range coming on, almost online here shortly for Team 1 on the western edge, and Team 1 has also cleared the southwestern corner. The death of Quiet Storm barely it has its mark on the land. And Dorset dropping hit points into the yellow now. Team 2 Tormozilla continuing to push against Dorset. Forces inbound from Zab to assist. We do see Dorset not close to veterancy, and I don't think he'll get it. It might be murder-suicide if this continues. Dorset is dropping 1,600 hit points and falling. Tormozilla at 5,000. There are units here from Team 1 that might be enough to save Dorset, and looks like it is. A couple more units inbound from Tersto just to help, but Dorset is not looking great. The hit point count sensor package started here for Rosanna in the, well, actually, not really northeastern corner, but pretty close to it. We do see T2 now started on board Pika Man's comm, and T2 almost done on Eilmir's comm in the base of Team 2's AmonRa. We do see Team 2's Zab pushing in, not really grabbing these forces yet. Team 2 is not even aware of them, so that would explain why, but it looks like he's just focused on getting his mexes up and running. Team 1 barely in the lead there, 246 to 238, and of course the numbers constantly change. So I'll say a healthy 12 mass a second on average between Team 1 and Team 2, but I mean, that's 2 mass a second. for Team 1. That's one T1 max more than Team 2. It's really not, or per player, really not a lot of mass to be ahead. A little bit, helps, but at those numbers, it's really what you do with your units and what mass you have versus I produce, 2,000 more mass than you. Yes, I can throw away a couple of the chickens. It's going to be perfectly fine because I have more chickens. I can immediately build that kind of thing. Gun range starter on board. Rosanna's probably going to go for advanced after that, most likely. Gun range started for Team 2's Alex. He's back up almost into the green. And gun started for Eomir here in the base of AmonRa. Doesn't want to fall back to his original position. Doesn't even have a land facility now. It looks like, I don't know what he's focusing on, but he's moved his facility up here, I guess. Don't have any clue why, but he has an idea for something, so who knows. Maybe it was bombed by Team 1. Maybe, but I don't know. We do see Teacher started on board. Bali Clarion's in the southwest. Stealth started on board. Tormazila's coming again. He's almost back up into the green with his engagement of Dorset, who's still in the red. He's not looking good. He hasn't gone for Nano, which I feel like is interesting and kind of rare considering he is a Seraphim. You would think usually after the gun upgrade, that's the first one players go for. It is a mix between the regen aura and the Nano, to be fair, but I feel like with hit points kind of saying, hey, you should probably get me back up into the green kind of thing. It might encourage him. Missile inbound. Maybe it was sniped by Team 1's missile, but that kind of feels weird to strike that facility and not this one. Kills off the T2 mechs there. So that's a nice little grab there against AmonRa. Team 2's AmonRa, the only one at 100 plus hit points at 11.5 minutes. Missile inbound going for Tormazila's comm. It will strike. The 2,000 hit points on the stealth upgrade was not going to be in consideration of him surviving or not. He was above 2,000, but looks like he's going to move just in case he gets sniped again. Definitely a smart call. We have AmonRa now swarming the place against Street Place and Team 1's Pika Man. There's a lot of forces here. Ilshi's mixed in as well. Lots of Team 1s, but also a decent amount of T2s. And Street Place not looking good. Advanced range on board his comm. I don't think he's going to make it out of there anytime soon. And there he goes. I think a little bit of AoE did come onto Pika Man's comm, but I don't think enough to really make a huge difference. We do see some pillars inbound from Team 1 Sturster to cover some of his retreat. And the last Ilshi is being dealt with. He's now on 2-star vet. He actually just barely got that 2-star vet. And now it is an even game at 5v5 at 12.5 minutes. And the kills have been happening on the western side for both teams. So a little bit of a weaker side, a little bit of a stronger side on the eastern side for both teams. But we'll see if changing in strategy ends up netting them a kill or not. Nothing really happening in the southwestern corner. So Team 1's Bali Clarion just perfectly fine, hanging out, upgrading his mexes, building some facilities, going for PD just in case. Definitely a smart idea there. Maybe it would have been a little bit better to put them behind the land facilities, but hey, he's just getting some protection down there. He has a very front mechs there that's going to probably get wiped out in about 2 seconds, but hey, at least it's there. He's getting 2 mass a second from that mechs. That's a little bit of mass that he wasn't getting earlier. Nano repair restarted for Tormazila. He's back up in almost 50% territory. He's closing in on it. And that Nano will definitely help him get back up into the green here shortly. Dorset has now gone for Nano and has finished it. So now he's back up into the yellow. He's looking a lot better than he did moments ago. And now Team 2 has a little bit surge of adrenaline over here in this, middle west. There's no land. It's just flat map with no impediment. So it's just that area of the map. Going to claim that position. We do see in the northeast direction, we have Zab and Razana engaging. Razana getting a nice little parashield to assist with some defensive operations. And Zab still in the green for now. Now he's in the yellow. He probably will fall. Actually, I'll probably get back up into the green here shortly. Razana's also back up in the green. Almost first-star vet for him, and almost first-star vet here for Zab as well. So closing in on the medals pinned to their legs or their chest plates or their heads or hats or wherever they want to pin their medals. Where do you see Tormazila's done with his Nano upgrade? So it's Dorset, green, 14,000, almost 15,000 on board his comm. And then we have Tormazila at 13.5, but he has a lot more T2 units here than Dorset does. Dorset falls immediately back into the yellow and probably into the red. Yep, there it is, 3,300 hit points and falling, 25 hit points and falling. I think Tormazila might just get a nice little kill here on Dorset's comm, and maybe he'll get some veterancy here and survive a little bit longer. He needs like one good kill. Is he gonna get it? No, he's not. And Team 1's Dorset will lose his life. And now it is, for the first time in the game, Team 2 in the lead for comms left alive at 5v4. Northeastern side, we have Zab continue to engage Rosanna. Both of them in the yellow. No nano on either of them because nanos, but Aeons can't get nanos, and Zab hasn't gone for his yet. But sensor package is online for Team 1, and this is what they can see. So they know where that comm is, and I feel like some strikes, maybe from some gunships or bombers, are probably on their way. Maybe. At least you might make that presumption. We do see Tursto pushing a little bit more eastward now with the death of Dorset. We do see Tormozilla is pushing in a little bit. He does have some TMD to protect himself, probably after that missile hit that he took. Definitely a smart idea to go for those. Who's launching those missiles? It is from... not him. Is it from just a TML? I don't see the TML anywhere. I could be completely blind. Wouldn't be the first time. And it's not board on Terrastos comm, which there are some Percy's coming after Terrastos comm. And he's not looking good. Drops to 400 hit points. And that parashield, oh, it gets some veterancy at the last second. Ooh, it's only going to take a couple more shots though to kill off Terrastos comm. He's got to be careful. And there he goes. Kills off the remaining Percy's with his death. But that was a nice grab by Team 2. Now it is a it's a 3v5. Still in favor for Team 2. Northeastern side. Zap continuing to push down Team 1's. Rosanna gains everything that Tursto owns. So now he's on quad base. And again, AmonRa is only on double base. He's at 130 mass, and Team 1's Rosanna is now on 250 mass. Team 2 barely in the lead, but not by much. And that upgrade's going to go by real quick now. Now with all that mass at his disposal. We do see Team 1's Pikaman's probably going to fall back. Looks like he's going to move more eastward to probably cover this position. Now with the death of Tursto, we do see more units inbound from Team 2 down that middle of the map. We do see a little bit more pushback on the southwestern side for Bali Clarion. A couple of rhinos, nothing too crazy. There are some Ilshis inbound, so more T2 unit engagements down there in southwest. And of course, we know T3 land is online given the presence of those nasty little spearheads, and of course those one-shot wonders that are the Percy's. We do see western side, Pikaman and Alex continuing to engage. And there are some T2 PD encouraging Pikaman to fall back. Alex only has range, does not have speed, does not have advanced range, doesn't have shield, doesn't have anything, just range. We do see a Percy coming out to meet those spearheads, and there's a Triad and a Percy engaging, so gonna favor Team 2 in that engagement. There's just tons of missiles. Spearheads fire so many missiles. It's like a torrent, but on land. They don't fire as many missiles. Yeah, they're exactly like torrents in that regard. They don't fire as many missiles, they don't fire as quickly, but they fire more missiles at a time than any other mobile missile launcher in the game. We do see Zab going for stealth now, probably nano afterwards because he is in the yellow. We do see Team 1's Rosanna's now on sensor package and mini tank because he has the first shield upgrade, but he is on advanced range, so intelligence mini tank maybe? Because usually intelligence commander is sensor package with range, at least some form of range, and then mini tank, of course, with the mini shield upgrade. Do you see some Ilshis almost getting shot by some spearheads, but the missiles shoot where the target is, not where the target is going. So that's more artillery, to be fair, is kind of where it's going. This missiles, so you can kind of see some of them are trying to hit their targets, but when you have so many missiles raining in, eventually something's going to hit something, but it is very difficult when the target is moving. And the artillery, of course, does kind of shoot where it's going for the most part. More than missiles, where they're shooting at their location. Pikaman trying to keep this alive, and it looks like Rosanna's given him that frontline base to assist with that. And he is doing a decent job of pushing Team 2 back, at least for now. We do see AmonRa's forces are going westward, actually avoiding the middle of the map. I feel a pincer maneuver happening between Bali Clarion's stuff. We do see those missiles are starting to rain in. This map is a 10x10. It may fool you. It kind of does look like a 20x20, but that 10x10 definitely tells us it is a 10x10. And that's not a lot of space for 6 players on each team to move around. We do see some missile redirect systems on board. Those loyalists love to see those TMRs be used. There's a lot of missiles raining in, though. They only reflect so many missiles. And those forces have to move. They're taking damage from the redirection systems on board. Ooh, that's a nice little double kill there. But looks like a Loyalist was trying to be built on that land facility, and it was denied. Looks like most of those spearheads have been done with T3 land facility. Is looking good. And Team 2's Ymir is killed off by Pika Man. Oh, he just charged in by some Perseus. That's not great. So Team 2 loses another player. It's now a 4v3, still in favor for Team 2. And in the northeast, we have Rosanna at still in green, but the shield not looking too hot. We do see Zab and Tormazila are grouping together to engage him. Looks like they've done a great job of wiping out most of their forces, not necessarily their calm hit points. They're pretty much all in the green, except for the, the shield hit points, but, those are recharging as we speak. But Rosanna is taking some damage. We do see some T3 Harbingers inbound to assist, and Rosanna not looking too great. It is 2 comms via 1, no speed upgrade, but the advanced range does help a little bit. At range, not on the speed side of things, of course, as both Tormazila's comm and Zab will attest, because they're firing twice as fast, thereby doing double the damage in the same amount of time. Southwestern side looks like everything's actually fine. Bolly Clarion was kind of getting boxed in, but I guess not. And then Team 2's Alex just gets ripped apart by some bricks by Pika Man. Those were bricks, though. What? How did... Anyway, maybe Control K? I don't... Weird. No, because it'd be Control K. That's interesting. But Team 2 loses another player right after Ymir. Now it's a 3v3 at 21 minutes on the clock. And now it is AmonRa, Tormazila, and Zab for Team 2 versus Rosanna, Bolly Clarion, and Pika Man for Team 1. I feel like those bricks should have got that kill, though. Maybe there was just another unit, a bomber or land unit or something. There's an Ilshi there. Maybe that got the final blow, but I feel like I didn't see anything there. But I can easily miss it. We do see eastern side. Rosanna's back in the green. Looks like Veterancy helped out a little bit to keep him in that green, or at least get him back into the green. Tormazila's underneath some shield right now. We do see Team 1 resurging in the middle of the map. We do see AmonRa at 330 mass per second, and Team 1's Rosanna's at 250. Those are leaders for each team. Everybody else is at least over 100 mass a second. Team 2 overall, though, is at 75 mass, 60 mass in favor. Not a terrible amount, but it is something. We do see Loyalists immediately transferred over to Pika Man to control those. Bricks are inbound, purses are inbound, and Team 2 has a middle of the map issue. We do see a couple of other issues. Some Loyalists going after some T2 mechs. That's 9 mass a second. That's going to be 18 mass a second in a second. We do see EMPs aren't effective against those structures, at least, because they just produce mass. That's all they do. T3 gunship inbound. It is a restore, so air to ground not its chosen weapon of war, but it is going to do something, which is better than nothing. AmonRa's going to show up with his comm, and that's 1 Loyalist down. 2 more. Ooh, doesn't get the overcharge to kill off the other unit, but might actually save that mechs. Looks like he probably will. Overcharge, there it is. Kills off the last of those Loyalists. So he loses 2 mexes. Not great, but could have been worse. Could have been 3 mexes. It could have been 3 mexes. Perseus engaging Perseus and Pika Man's comm and bricks from Pika Man. Lots of Perseus here. Not enough to kill off Pika Man, considering he has Nano, T2, and Gun on board, as well as, of course, having 5-star vet. But he is losing hit points pretty quickly, though. Oh, actually, maybe not. The caster might have just cursed him there. I think it was fine, but maybe I was thinking with the advanced Nano. But no, there you go. So sorry. Did not mean to cast a curse you there. Sorry. Sniper? I don't see a sniper in there. No, I didn't see any Seraphim or Aeon snipers in there, which is interesting. But those Perseus, they definitely make you lose hit points very quickly. That's why sometimes I call them the one-shot wonders, because that one shot can make a lot of difference. Dams now says Quiet Storm on the eastern front. We do see some ASFs holding out on the eastern side. Restorers also online for Team 1's Rosanna. So gunships on both sides of the map going for restorers. They have wiped out a decent chunk of mexes here. They actually didn't continue with these ones. They went back for these ones. Now they're going back for those ones, which I guess if they had time to go back for those, it's not a bad strategy. You go for the more mexes in the background, and then you essentially fall back and kill everything as you retreat. They did miss that mex again. No idea why. They did kill off that mex, and they're wiping out everything else on the eastern side. So Team 2's eco is now below Team 1's at 600 and falling versus 640. Nothing crazy in favor of Team 1 or Team 2 being behind, but some mass is better than no mass. And looks like it's now getting close to 70 or so in favor. We do see T3 Pigeon. I have an idea why that's being pinged. We do see a Monkey Lord being built by Bali Clarion. It is 24 minutes, so experimentals are definitely on the rise. Speaking of that, literally that Rosanna GC is going to rise at some point. It looks like that's it for Team 1 in terms of experimentals. Team 2, what do we got? Nothing too crazy, I presume. Nope, no experimentals as of yet. But lots of Percy's, and of course, lots of spam, and of course, as always, just lots and lots of other stuff. Parashields, black, all the other juicy things we like to see on the land side of things. Bali Clarion is like kind of cool map, actually. It says Dorset. Plays nice. It plays nice because it's a flat map with no impediments. It plays nice like every other map would be if it was a flat map with no impediments. I mean, there's barely any change in elevation. There's a couple of corner, mountains, but that's it. But hey, it's the map generator. Sometimes it likes a flat map, sometimes it doesn't. Just up to the map generator. Bali Clarion is going to get pushed out. I think he's going to get out of there with no issues. Unless AmonRa does go for the kill. And I will note it is now a 2v3 in favor of Team 2 with the death of Pika Man. And those Percy's, I mean, all they have to do is kill off 2 players. Team 1, they have to kill 3 players off. That's half of what they initially had to kill off, to be fair. So they're halfway to their goal, and Team 2 is 66.6666 repeating to their goal, and it might actually be, what is it, 80? Oh, shoot, is it 83.333 repeating? Bali Clarion's going to take one more shot in the back. That's going to be it. There he goes. It's those one-shot wonders. They do wonders for the game and for your skin, apparently. There's a joke on there somewhere. Anyway, 25 minutes on the clock. Team 1 loses another player. It's now Rosanna versus the World. World being AmonRa, Tormozilla, and Zab. And these forces from AmonRa continuing to push and actually starting to sandwich the remaining forces for Rosanna. And that western edge is not looking good. And then there was one. Yes, Dorset. And then there was one. That is correct. Who knows? There are 2 players nearby Rosanna. It could be a double kill on the rise here. I don't know if sending out your comm as the last remaining player is probably the best idea, but he was already here anyways, so not much you can do. Bricks are inbound. Bricks are just hanging out right there. Tormozilla's comm has gun and nano and 5-star vet. Zabs has 4-star vet, gun, and nano as well. And working on his 5th, there's a lot of Harbingers. They're going in for a kill, I would presume, on Zab. Oh, he is getting a lot of brick support. Those Harbingers are getting thinned out very quickly. And Yoshis as well. He's actually doing fine. I thought those forces would actually target the comm more, but I guess not. More Harbingers are inbound, but it looks like Rosanna might not be doing so great now. Overcharge kills off a brick all the way back there for whatever reason. Not the ones right next to him, but okay. And he still has... Actually, he has heavy shield now, so he does have 25,000 instead of 8,000. Attack on the western side continuing to push in from Team 2's AmonRa. And Rosanna actually dealt with all of the bricks, so in terms of surviving, looks like he's going to be fine for now. 27 minutes on the clock. The shield not looking good. GC is inbound, and I have a target in mind for Team 1. I mean, again, that's going to be a double kill, and that will be a 1v1 game right after that. So that might actually be the goal in mind. And there's the GC. Team 2 is aware of it. GC's... Well, I did not mean to push that button. GC's laser has been spotted by Team 2, so unless they're not paying attention, which looks like Tormozilla is, and I think Zab is now. GC is inbound. It will catch up to the comm eventually. Those bouncers, everything Team 2 has needs to be thrown in front of that GC to stop it. But GC has locked on the Zab's comm, and that will be a kill for Team 1's Rosanna. And there it is now a 2-1 game in favor for Team 2 still. 27, almost 28 minutes on the clock, and the GC continuing to barrel down forward. Tormozilla needs to get out of there immediately. A T2 transport would be absolutely nice to have right about now. I was going to say clutch, but also a T3 would work because the UEF does exist on Team 2 side of the map. We have another GC inbound. And we have a constant Percy, not actually constant Percy, constantly bricks. But Tormozilla is going to get caught up to, and unless that GC just randomly stops moving in about 2 seconds. There it is. Team 2's Tormozilla is down. That is a double kill. I'm counting as a double kill for Team 1. And that GC is going to die to that Monkey Lord. Nope. It is just... No. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I thought I was going to keep walking southward, but no. Transfer of control goes to AmonRa, so a brief moment in change of laser. Wait, actually save the... Nope. Okay, never mind. The GC rolled out of the to the Monkey Lord. Never mind. And AmonRa just didn't have to do anything because Team One's Rosanna is being hit by some restorers, gets underneath parachute coverage for a moment, but there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He is not going anywhere because he is dead on the spot. And Team Two's AmonRa not clutches it, but gets the kill, gets the win at 29 minutes on the clock. Almost on the dot, I think, is when that kill happened. Took, I think, a couple seconds for the system to register that Team 2 won. That is the game. It is a little bit shorter than I normally go with, but my roster of replays that players have and everybody has given me is thinned out significantly. So if you have a replay that you want me to check out, it is a high chance it will get casted at some point, unless somebody sends me just 1,000 of them, which wouldn't put it past anybody to do that because anything can happen. But if you have a replay that you do want to send me, send it to me at the email down in the comments, actually the description, Gmail at, strategiclaunchreplays@gmail.com. I should still try to get a shorter email just because it's very long, but you can always just copy paste it so it's easy to fill out. But MVP for me, I mean, AmonRa was the last surviving player for Team 2. And I will be honest, he is the one that actually sent me this replay. He told me in the email that he got 5 kills. So he killed everybody except who did he not? He killed off Ollie Clarion, killed Verzana, killed off Pika Man, killed off Turst. Was it Turst? No, I think it was Dorset. Dorset got killed off by Formazila, if I'm correct. So almost I don't know what you would call that. He got all the kills for one team. I don't know what you would call that. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to AmonRa for sending me this replay. And I will see all of you in the next one.